Now, I'm not always quite sure why I'm the person that's supposed to get up and make this event more lively. And I'm not real sure why it seems like I'm always first. But I will start off with a story. You know, I always have a story to tell. Short story, this past Monday, we were standing on the side, actually talking to Coach Northern. And I was catching up, you know, how's the family, how's the wife, how's the kids? He asked the same. He said, how's your oldest son doing? I thought that was a strange question coming from Coach Northern. He's never really asked me about my oldest son. And I said, he's doing fine. You know, he's going to high school this year. He said, really? What school? I said, well, he's going to Cy Ranch. He said, man, you know, the funniest thing, my sister-in-law teaches at Cy Ranch High School. Still didn't think much of it. We're on the podium, he leans back. He starts smiling. He said, your son is in my sister-in-law's biology class. I'm very naive. I still didn't think much about it then and now. Prairie View, I know they want to win the game. And they've done some things in the past that's been pretty questionable about winning the game. I get home and my son say, hey, Dad, I got a mean biology teacher. And I said, well, why would you say that, son? She had on a Prairie View shirt, and she told me, if we win on Saturday, I'm gonna flunk biology. Now, Coach, no, I really have a problem with that. Leave the kids out of this, because he doesn't have absolutely anything to do with the Labor Day class. That's the kind of person that we're dealing with Coach Northern. He would go through any ends to win this football game. That I understand. But I would like to send a congratulations out to A.D. Washington and the entire Prairie View family. They won the Commissioner's Cup last year, and that's a tremendous feat for any institution, and I think they deserve a round of applause for that accomplishment. I also want to say thank you to my president. Now, Butch was, I guess he spent it is a word there, Mr. President, about the best way that he possibly could about all of the change at Texas Southern. I actually thought that I was dating Butch at one time. Butch would call me once a week. Man, I heard, Charles, I saw, can I report, this happened? And one thing I would like to say about Butch, though, you know, ever since he moved to the 5 o'clock spot, you see his suit and his shoes. Y'all look at Butch's shoes when he got on a different standard pair of shoes there now, Mr. President. Those are pretty good shoes. I need to work for Channel 11 on the 5 o'clock news. But Butch has put it very, very well. There has been a lot of change at Texas Southern University, and I would like to talk to you briefly about some of that change. Some of it we needed to do, some of it we need our General Counsel, Andrew Huey, over there to help us through some of the change. But change is prevalent at Texas Southern. When we arrived 4 years ago, we were faced with a fair amount of problems. We had APR problems. We had 11 of our 14 programs in penalty structure with the APR. We're proud to say coming out of this year, we have 0. We had a 29% graduation rate in 2008. I'm proud to say that it's up to 46%, and our new numbers coming out will have us over 50%. We played in a high school football stadium, and I'm proud to announce we're opening up September 15th in our brand new stadium, not the Dynamo Stadium, the Texas Southern University Stadium, the BBVA Conference Stadium. We underwent a $1 million renovation to our track. We have the 4th largest relay in the nation at Texas Southern University, and now we have a track to fit. We underwent another $1.5 million renovation to our arena, and I know Coach Cooper and Coach Davis like this. We have some of the finest basketball offices in the nation, equipped with TVs and internet and music and wine racks, and all kind of stuff. Y'all know about our story. Y'all know that's a true story. So when we looked at what we had to do, we wanted to make sure that we put things in place in order for our student athletes to be successful. So from an academic standpoint, check. From a facility standpoint, check. From a compliance standpoint, check. From a student athlete standpoint, check. And as Dr. Rudley mentioned earlier, from a coach's standpoint, check. So I want all of you Texas Southern University alumni, fans, and constituents to know, and you too, Ref Cooper, that Texas Southern is strong, we're vibrant, and we have our act together. So when you talk about Texas Southern and this athletics program in 2012, Mr. Jemison, our theme is check. With that, we are opening up on September 15th in our brand new stadium. I want to invite everybody out. We have a pregame concert with Zap. J. Paul will be there, Slim Thug and South Park Coalition. We open up with Jackson State. All of our games are going to be live on KHOU, 11.2 digital and the Bounce Network. We have signed a deal with Comcast Sports where regionally all of our games in October will be broadcast tape delayed. So not only do we have the best facilities, Mr. President, we have our own television package. We are bringing our program into where we said we wanted to be, and that is one of the best programs in all of Division I. Thus, leads me into our football coach. We wanted to go out and get one of the best football coaches that we could find. We had an opportunity to get a coach that had BCS experience. We had an opportunity to get a coach that was an offensive coordinator from one of the most prolific collegiate football teams in Division I. But we chose someone that has been a 4-time Coach of the Year and have won 70% of his games and have over 11 championships under his belt as a player and a coach, and that's Coach Asberry. What we wanted was someone that was going to be able to lead our team into the new era of Texas Southern football, and that is Coach Asberry. He's a winner any way you look at it, from an APR perspective, from a graduation rate perspective. He's graduated over 75% of his student athletes in his entire career. He's won over 72% of his football games. And oh, by the way, if Max, I don't see Max here, Max keeps asking this question, stepping up into the lights of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. He was very well prepared. When you look at all of the championship coaches that have won championships in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, dating back to the last championship Pete Richardson has won, they all came from the league that Coach Asberry has come from. So we know he has the pedigree. We know he has what it takes in order to lead our program. Texas Southern is strong check. And I'd like to introduce to you our football coach and the person that will lead us to victory, Coach Asberry.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. McClelland, Dr. Rudley. Thank you all. First of all, my staff has already stood up, but I want to acknowledge a team that's in our academic department that I think is A1 above all, the compliance. Can you guys please stand up, compliance? And I did that, Coach Northern, because I have 85 football players that were turned in on the eligibility list, Coach Northern. And my compliance team got everybody straight, and we're still working on about 2 or 3 people, Coach Northern. So the wagon won't be empty when we come over there to Reliance. Now, the gloves then came off because I told Doc, Coach started it back at Reliance. I'm gonna get straight to the point. I'm not gonna cut the chase. And then the vice president came and she threw her blow to my president. Doc, you can take that tie off at 9:02 Saturday night. You can go and take it off at 9:02, Doc. Because one thing about it, any Tiger fans in the house? And I said one more time, any Tiger fans in the house? Now I told you, Coach Northern, on national television, when the lights cut on, that's when Coach Asberry make his appearance. And you see what I got behind me. So you see what kind of atmosphere it's gonna be. Now, Coach Northern is a great friend of mine. Everyone in the room knows that already. But we're less than 72 hours, 48 hours away from battle. And the closer it gets to us going against each other, the limit of phone conversation we will have with each other. He understands that, I understand it, because it's about business now. It's about business, and these young men that we have, that we feel as a coaching staff that are prepared for this matchup. We had a walkthrough last night, and that is the most focused I have ever seen these young men. I told my offensive line that Coach Northern made the statement that his defensive line was going to be eating onions, buttermilk, and smelling like skunks, and we weren't going to be able to block them. Well, the message that I was told to relay back is the skunk is only deadly if he's out front. So we're going to make sure he's behind us. Coach Northern. I would like to say this will be a very challenging football game. Coach has done a great job with his program. He has earned every bit of the accolades that he has accomplished up to this point. Has done a great job. But like I said in an early interview, Dr. Rudley and Dr. McClelland has brought me back home. And you know the saying, Coach Northern, when the chosen one comes back home. It's going to be 60 minutes of football, 60 minutes of pain, 60 minutes of tears, and in football terminology, 60 minutes of fun. I wish you well, Coach Northern. I wish you well. And two, excuse me one second. Yes, sir, Mr. President. Yes, sir, Mr. President. I fully understand, Mr. President. Dr. Rudley and Dr. McClelland, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Excuse me, boss, I'm sorry. In closing, that was President of the United States. I've just gotten the green light to seek and destroy Prairie View University. Thank you.